And welcome to DC Coin World International Coin Channel. And I am just excited to look at this Eisenhower dollar from 1977. It's the 1977 S Eisenhower dollar, which means it's from the San Francisco Mint. And as you can see, it is actually in a mint set pack. And in the mint set pack from 1977, we have the Kennedy half, the Eisenhower dollar, the Washington quarter, the Roosevelt dime, the Lincoln penny, and this is a pretty fine version of the Lincoln penny. Look at the redding on that. And they all have, of course, the S on them, and then the Jefferson nickel, but this is the one I really want to look at. I just pulled this out and I said, I'm just going to do a live video of this because I just love how this coin looks. It is just a fine coin. It's a huge coin. As you can see, it dwarfs the half Kennedy half, and it first came out in 1971, and it was to commemorate Eisenhower, who had died, of course, and who was also one of the major generals, the commander-in-chief of the Allied forces in World War II. But another thing happened when he died, and that was they wanted to make a Eisenhower dollar, and it just so happened that in 1969, when they started thinking about the Eisenhower dollar, men landed on the moon. And so that's what we're going to see when we get to the back of this dollar. So let's look at it. It says Liberty at the top, Eisenhower facing left, In God We Trust here. And then down here it says 1977. And if we look way down in here, we see an S. And that S, of course, is for the San Francisco Mint. And then there's one other thing that many people miss, and that is way down in here. If we look down in here and we tip it up and back, right about there, we see an F and a G. So way down on the truncated portion of his neck is what they call this. You can kind of see the F and the G there. That's for Frank Gasparo, who was the lead engraver of the U.S. Mint and who did both the front and the back of this coin. And when we tip it up, we see that it has a really silver, but it's not made of silver. It's a copper, nickel-clad copper. Weighs 22.68 grams and is 38.1 millimeters in diameter and 2 millimeters in thickness. So it's thick, it's wide, it's heavy. And if we get to the back, flip this over and go to the back, you can see why it's such an exciting coin. And that is, it has the moon landing that Frank Gasparo did on the coin. And if we look at this, let's get a really good look at this, and then we'll talk about some of the details of this coin. So there, and what's happening here is we're getting a little bit of extra junk on this video because the connection's bad, but let's see if we can push through it because it's live. United States of America, it says here, e pluribus unum. And if we look here, we see there are 13 stars going around the outside. We have the eagle here, Earth over the eagle's right shoulder, and then down below the eagle is the moon, and then right back by the tail feathers of the eagle is another FG, and of course that's for Frank Gasparo also. And look what the eagle is holding in its claws. So eagle is the symbol of strength and sometimes war, and in its claws it's holding, as you can see, an olive branch, and you can see the little olives on there. So it's strength and peace that Frank Gasparo was trying to show here. There are some versions, and one of the ways you can tell some of the different versions is you can look at the Earth and see how many islands are here. And this is, of course, the 3-island version. And you can see there's the United States there. That's the part of the Earth you can see from space, apparently. And it says e pluribus unum there with a dot on each side. If we tip it up, we can see the amount of engraving that he did with the feathers and the talons. You can see the craters on the moon, and you can kind of see just how much detail he put into it. So what I said I was going to talk a little bit about the story of this coin. So let's talk a little bit more about the story of this coin. when Frank Gasparo made it, they wanted to start phasing out the dollar because the dollar was a coin that the American citizens just weren't using. In the United States, we had the Franklin dollar before the Eisenhower dollar, and nobody used that. And then they came out with the Eisenhower dollar, and nobody used that. And so by 1977, they knew they were going to stop making it, but for some reason, they struck 12.5 million copies of the 1977 plain and D version, and they struck 2,606,000 of the this particular mint set version. So you have 2 million of these mint set versions. It's not rare, it's not expensive. Even though I've kept it in the plastic, all I'm preserving really is a $3 to $5 coin. This one looks like it might be worth a little bit more than that, but I'm not going to pay $6 to have this coin evaluated and find out that it's worth $6. And I'm not going to take it out of the package to find out that it's worth $6 either, because technically it's worth a little bit more in the package if I just leave it all in the mint set version. All right, well, that's all I have today, but I just saw this coin and I said, I just gotta make a video of it. And it's just a magnificent coin, and it's the Frank Gasparo Eisenhower Dollar from 1977. And let's see if we can get Ike back in there. And there's Eisenhower facing to the left with "In God We Trust" underneath his chin. All right, that's all we have today from the DC Coin World International Coin Channel. And I'm having a little trouble